This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You know what? I just started this is exactly how the Astros night has gone. So I just want you guys to know as we start the show, hello and welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast. I just talked for like a minute and a half and realized that I wasn't on the screen. I didn't hit the button. I was over here getting something else done on the screen on the other one. Just like the Astros season. Frustrating. Hi, I'm Michael Connor, your host. Astros suffered tonight a loss that was, well, I think a lot like the season is gone. Pretty much. You know, right when you think you have something, right when you think that they might figure it out a little bit, nah. They just find a way to screw it up. And that's exactly what happened tonight as Brian King gives it the late home run to Mike Trout, puts the Angels ahead, and the Astros offense shrivels up after scoring a little bit early and does absolutely nothing after those 3 runs. And here we go. The Astros are now 2 games away from going home in 2025. All right, let's just get this over with.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Okay, I guess it's going to run itself twice again. Technology is being great tonight. This episode tonight, by the way, the Locked On Astros Postcast brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the FanDuel app today. All right, so what you're talking about for this one, same old, same old. Hitting's terrible. Didn't do enough. Pitching is falling apart as the season's moved along. Crumbled again late. They're pitching with a bunch of guys that are, a lot of them for the most part, should be in AAA and came from AAA. And they're pitching with guys that had good starts to the season and didn't keep it going all season long. They've also worn out some of the arms in that bullpen. You know, I thought it was a little bit interesting that Joe Espada did not go to Brian Abreu there in that ninth inning to start, or the 8th inning, to start it. I can understand to an extent he's used him a lot. He used him yesterday. But I think at this point, you know, it's got to be. And look, you can. I'm not going to play that game. We're going to evaluate and assess the season and the jobs done by people, you know, over the next few days. We're not going to do a lot of that tonight. I think if you're throwing blanket statements that the Astros keep losing games because of Joe Espada and whatnot, I just respectfully, you don't know baseball. And that's not me standing up for Joe Espada. Joe Espada's made mistakes this year that I am absolutely down with, but that's not why the Astros lose. The Astros losing baseball games, they're not talented enough. That's why. Let's be honest. They're not talented enough. We can do all these jumping through hoops and this reason, that reason, whatever. They're not good enough. That's why they lose games. They've got some players that are good, but as a collective whole, they're not good enough. And they're not good enough in part because they lost so many players to injury. They lost so many pitchers to injury. And it has come back to bite them in the backside hard. That's what this season is about. They are not good enough. Period. End of story. Nothing else that can be said or should be said. They're just not good enough. The team that was put together is not good enough to overcome all of the other stuff that has happened. And it keeps coming back to being the exact same story every single night with this team. Period. And I said it once, and I'll say it again. I don't think this team deserves to make the postseason. They're not going to make the postseason. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know if I want to watch a few more games of them playing. As simple as that. They're not talented enough. So again, you can come up with all the excuses in the world and blame everybody else. What you should be looking at, you as a fan, I'm talking to you, is looking at the players. Looking at the guys that are out there on the field and saying, why do you stink? It's not because some coach over here is telling you this or telling you that or not. You don't know. You're not there. You don't know any of it. Neither am I. I used to be around it. And that's why it irks me a little bit when we constantly go through that. All of my disdain for the season lands at the feet of the players that have underperformed. That is their job, to perform for the millions of dollars that they are paid and to keep this franchise at a spot where it was. And they've not done that, in part because of the way that they were built and the poor evaluation of a roster and bad luck. That's it. They've got 2 games left. They have to win out. They need Detroit or Cleveland to both lose out, or one of them to lose out. They'll make the postseason then. And the odds of that happening is that, well, it's not going to happen because they just aren't good enough. The team that was put together is not good enough. This was never a 90-win team. Never had a chance to be a 90-win team. And it's limped its way to this point. That's it. We'll do the song and dance for 2 more nights. And then we'll talk about what has to be done to fix it. We'll continue here in a brief moment. Locked On Astros Postcast. Rugiet is what I want to tell you right now about what do you get when, well, you have a bald eagle standing on top of a silverback gorilla riding a T-Rex. Confidence, pure confidence. You're looking for something beyond the usual pill. It's time to meet Rugiet Go Long. Exactly. Look, I mean, you've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. Maybe you even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond just that pill, like I said, time to get Rugiet. It's exactly where Rugiet Long comes in. This isn't just another ED pill. It's a total game changer for your confidence. Are you ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? Head to Rugiet. It's RUGIET.com and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 15% off your first order. That's RUGIET.com. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB, and make sure you use our code to let them know that we sent you. And one more message before we get back to the Astros discussion. Let's talk FanDuel. Football season is here. Thank goodness. I need some football in my life. NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure that, well, you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Look, it makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the best way to add a little more energy to your Sunday. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. One night closer to the Astros season coming to an end before the month of October gets here. The first time we'll be able to say that since 2016. They're all good thing. Here's the truth of it too. We all knew at some point it would happen. You know, you can't stay great forever. The question is, how do you sustain as long as possible? And they've sustained for a very long time. They're not overall the worst team in base. Like, they're not a horrible team. They have a winning record this season. A lot of that was done early in the season. And then, of course, they've in the back half completely slid and lost the American League West. And now not going to make the postseason. They could. I know technically, mathematically, they still could, but they're not going to do it. So we'll see how this next couple of days goes. You know, there'll be a lot of things, like I said, Sunday. Make sure that you are here on this channel because we will do a full breakdown of where this team is going and what they're going to do. But the simple things for the players, is the fact that you go pull up the box score tonight. 1 for 9 runners in scoring position. Same stories all year. I can't do anything to make them hit in those situations. You can't do anything to make them hit in those situations. Nobody can do anything to make them hit in those situations but them, the guys with the stick in their hand at the plate. Period. They have been absolutely atrocious at that all season long. And it's why this offense is an absolute joke. It is. They are offensively a joke at the plate. They just don't hit. AJ Blueball, by the way, will make the start for the Astros tomorrow in the second to last game. Is it the penultimate game? Don't quote me on. I don't remember. Just whatever. There'll be another chance for the Astros to lose or to have a lead and then probably cough it up late, whatever they're going to do for that. All I know is that when the game does end tomorrow night, of course, you'll come right back here to this channel because we will, unfortunately, still, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I do like being here with you guys talking Astros baseball still, but probably, unfortunately, talking about something bad. Maybe, look, the season could come to an end tomorrow night. They could be eliminated tomorrow night. They lose, they're eliminated. That's it. If that happens, we'll do the end of the season morgue and we'll get deep into what I think needs to happen and self-evaluation that needs to happen for this baseball team over what's going to be a very lengthy winter. Very, very lengthy winter before Astros baseball is back. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday night, as good as it can be. Come back again tomorrow night when the Astros and Angels wrap up. For those of you that watch live, and join us as soon as the game ends for the Locked On Astros Postcast.